It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello and welcome. Glad you could join us here on 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Next to me, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And coming up in just a bit, tip-off will be live from New Orleans as the Pelicans go up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And for Cleveland, you got to give their coaching staff credit for how well they had the team prepared coming into the season. There have been none of those early struggles that so many teams experience. They found their identity in the preseason, and that has translated into a great start for them. Well, guys, so much of what Kevin Love can do on the floor doesn't even show up on the stat sheet. One thing you often hear people talk about is his ability to throw the outlet pass. Have you ever seen another player, well, I know I have, as good as he is on the outlet?
Well, you know, Wes Unseld is the first name you think of.
That was the one in my brain, too.
The godfather of big men, Bill Russell, defined what it meant to be a good outlet passer. But you know what's funny, Ernie? I can't outlet the ball like he does, and I'm the strongest guy to ever play the game.
You're the strongest man that ever played the game.
I don't know why I can't do it.
Why can't you do it?
I don't know.
Why not?
What makes you the strongest man that ever played the game?
Because I ripped down 15 backboards.
Okay, well, that makes you the strongest man that ever played the game.
And you can't throw a pass like that.
No, not the overhead one. He has one where he does it from the chest.
Yes.
I can't do that one.
Yeah, you can't do that.
No.
Okay.
Well,
maybe it's a weak upper body.
There it is.
Ernie, look at this chest.
I'll just say this. Wes Unseld, I agree with.
Thank you.
I'll take my shirt off right now.
Oh, please don't.
Let's go to Kevin Harlan.
Promo squared away? Charlie.
Yeah, I got him right here.
You know, I want new hashtags. I am not feeling those. Anything else?
Oh, rookie.
DJ! A word.
What's going on?
You excited for the game?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Great. So I have a semi-weird question for you. How many cell phones do you have?
Hannah, don't you think that's a little personal?
No, you're representing the team
now.
now.
But where do you
Look,
draw the
there
line?
are going to be
I feel
people
like...
on the road that don't have your best.
Okay, I get
Shammy,
that.
how many burners you got?
Oh, this the talk? They grow up so fast, don't they? Well, let's see. I got 3. There's team and business, friends and family, and the Batphone.
Listen, I want to cut off Bruce Wayne right here, but do you really think it's wise for me to follow in the footsteps of somebody who's had more social media mishaps than playoff appearances?
Oh, hey,
No,
hold on,
not since
man.
he's been here, because we're proactive. Okay, look, everybody waits for stuff to happen, but a bunch of 20-something millionaires on the road, it does. And then you try to put that fire out with the line he was hacked. Look.
Oh, it's the worst line in the business. Everybody tries to sell it. Nobody buys it.
Yeah, we don't, okay? Stakes are higher here. Nature of the biz.
Hey, Hannah. Well, look, if I lose my phone, I'll borrow my man Sham's. You know what I'm saying? His Batphone.
What? No way. We'll keep drinking.
Come on, let me see the Batphone.
No.
Can I hold it?
No.
Can I just scroll through the
No.
back?
It's the Pelicans at home for a little interconference action in New Orleans. The excitement of the NBA is on the way. With David Aldridge on our sideline, and here with me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith, this is Kevin Harlan. Take a look at the Cavaliers. You love to get the ball rolling early in the season. That's what they've done.
And seeing where the Cavaliers are, they've had just the kind of season you knew they were capable of. I mean, they've got all the talent in the world, but how about maximizing it to the fullest?
That's been the key. This coaching staff knows what their strengths are. They've played to those strengths. That's how they've gotten the most out of their talent.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, DJ has had to make his own path to the NBA. He went undrafted, but he was able to get a contract after some tryouts and training camp. And he didn't commit to pursuing basketball until later in his development. Kevin?
David, thank you so much. Not the traditional path to an NBA roster for DJ, but he's impressed so far. And in the early season, plenty of optimism for teams. Is there any complacency, Steve, a feeling that you can lose one here, lose one there, and you can make up for it down the stretch?
Well, the good teams, they feel like that. A lot of times you look at it and say you don't take losses as bad when you have a couple star players or impact players out. You figure when we get those guys healthy, you just want to be able to play the right way, and when they come back, then you can start to make your push.
Tip-off goes to New Orleans. Davis kicks to Rondo. And stolen by Love. There's 14 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Outside Crowder. Pass to Shumpert. It's Jefferson outside. Buries the long-range jumper. And so it's Cleveland in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. From beyond the arc, they've been absolutely tremendous. And we'll be back with you shortly. And a chance to hear from LeBron James as he talked about the challenge of remaining calm and collected throughout the ups and downs of the NBA season.
For me, at a younger age, I was never even killed. We would win a playoff game when I was younger. I was excited out of my mind, and then you would lose, and I was the worst person in the world. But I think at this point in my career, I kind of stay even. One game shouldn't affect the next game. You know, you go out and play as hard as you can, live with the results.
Again, just another part of the maturation process for LeBron. He's become such the consummate pro.
He is absolutely as solid and steady as a rock at this point in his career. Nothing rattles him. Nothing throws him off his game.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And taking a look at the Cavaliers' performance here, what do you guys see?
Aggressive rebounding in that first quarter. That's what's given them the advantage.
Control the boards, and you control the flow of the game.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So the Pelican 5 right now. They've got each one more. Anthony Davis is out there with Hill. Then there's Ian Clark, and it's Crawford at the shooting guard position. This is his first trip to the line tonight.
And going back to his numbers from just a season ago, he was knocking it down at a 77% clip.
Free throw drops for Crawford. And the Pelicans at last season's trade deadline making the big deal for DeMarcus Cousins.
You know, you look at Anthony Davis being paired with Cousins, and certainly on paper you could make the argument that they've got the best 1-2 punch on the front line in the league. Two Kentucky guys, great size and offensive skill in terms of their versatility. If they can surround them with shooters and some perimeter defense, I think this group could be scary.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Parsons for three. Shot clock reset for Cleveland. Shumpert, no good. Pelicans trail by 6. Here's Clark. Still looking for his first make after that miss. He's 0 for 2. To the paint, here's Love. Great D that time from Davis.
I like the aggressive move on the layup attempt, but the defender, he just stayed right with him.
Dishes it to Hill. Feeds to Davis. Good. The assist goes to Hill. And that's now 11 points for Anthony Davis.
If there's a list of the best inside scorers in the NBA, Davis has got to be right at the top. When he gets his hands on the ball down low, you might as well just count it.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Pelicans do have their challenges, but Anthony Davis remains committed to winning in New Orleans. He said, "I love it here. I don't plan on leaving. Yes, I fit into that old school category where I want to try to win where I start my career. That's always been a goal of mine. My goal is to bring a championship here." Kevin?
And David, loyalty does go a long way. Davis is a perfect guy to build your team around. He wants to win. Parsons attacking. Outside jumper. Shot clock at 5. Love with the screen for Shumpert. Trying to get back on track. And he nails the jumper. Love's got his first points of the night.
Boy, it's great playing with big guys who can space the floor. Love does that and a lot more.
And Smitty, Kevin Love has weathered a surprising amount of criticism over the years. In Minnesota, he put up big numbers, but they said he wasn't a winner. Then he goes to Cleveland, and they say, you know, what's happened? And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Cavaliers lead by 5. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. AD, you see how they're playing you in the first half. What's the adjustment going to be?
So, we got to come out with a great intensity, and it starts in the warm-up. So we got to come out with a great intensity, great mindset, and try to go out there and win the third quarter.
I have never heard anyone say it starts in warm-ups until now. Thanks, AD. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. You look at Anthony.
And guys, overtime not nearly as competitive as regulation. They'd used up all their energy just getting it to overtime.
And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this one. An amazing game lasting multiple overtimes.
I mean, definitely an epic game. And while both teams I just got the sense they played more with a purpose to win. I mean, all the tension in OT, they have got to be exhausted, but happy. What a game.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Now, for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. We'll see you later.
We killed it, man. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes. That's how you get the job done.
I'm on a high right now.
Hey, fellas, I've been thinking we should get overtime pay for overtime games, right? When a regular job type person has to stay late, tell them what happens, boo-boo.
Yeah, I get time and a half, but I should be getting double time.
We need that. We need extra compensation.
It makes too much sense. Hey, who's our union rep? Let's get that in the next CBA. Call Adam Silver, say, hey, we want overtime pay.
Why not? Let's at least raise the issue, gain some awareness.
Honestly, man, I don't know if you're crazy or a pure genius.
Genius.
Hey, when you look back one day and you're dealing with your own rookie, you'll understand my ways. I work mysteriously, huh, boo-boo?
Almost like the Messiah, bro.